Hello and welcome to Bela and Skitty and Mark review movies. Skitty! Skitty's sounding a little sick, a little fluey. Anyway, I haven't got the cat flu. Anyway, so what movie are we going to talk about today?
Hi Bela. Today we're going to talk about Rise of Skywalker.
That movie. So Mark, let's hit this off with a question. What have you got for me?
Which, including Rise of Skywalker of course, which Star Wars film do you think was the best acted? All the nine.
Well, that's a good question. Was Rise of Skywalker well acted? I would suggest...
Let's focus on that one.
Not overly. I didn't think the acting was fantastic. I felt like everyone was a little cardboardy, like Rey. Bit of a cardboard acting job. But she was cardboard all the way through. No offense to Rey. And who was the other guy, her offsider, who was supposedly was in love with her, or had to tell her that he was in love with her, but didn't really? What was his name? He was a stormtrooper. Finn. More cardboard. Lots of cardboard.
It did seem to me that the romance between those two didn't pay off in any way in episode 1.
There was no payoff.
That was a bit of a problem with that movie.
I've got something I need to tell you.
Tune in for episode 10.
We're running out of time. Yeah, that's right, episode 10.
They couldn't fit it in.
No.
The story they've been building up for 3 movies, they couldn't quite fit in the payoff.
Nope. That was a shame. Well,
was it meant to be left open as a deliberate directorial choice? And if so, would you pay that?
No, I wouldn't pay that. Abrams, that's a fail.
So are we saying that this was not the best acting of the 9, even given the Star Wars standard for acting?
I would say that. You'd agree, or would you?
I tend to agree. To answer my own question, I think probably the best acting was episode 5.
5? No.
Empire.
No. The one before this was the best acted because Mark Hamill brought it. He was amazing. I've never seen a better acting thing in all of Star Wars.
He was good in 8.
Just saying. Yeah. Have I got you here? Have I got you to 8? Are you there? You reckon?
Well acted.
Yeah, it's well acted. Not too bad. Yeah, mostly. Yeah, that was pretty good. Anyway, so my question is, how did you think Abrams did on his return to directing this one? What do you think he did well, and what do you think he just didn't do so good in?
The things that he didn't do well happened years ago. The fundamental problem that everyone had with this series, including the directors themselves, was the tug of war or the pissing contest between the rival directors and the lack of an overarching plan, so that 8 undermined 7 and threw its stories in the bin, and then 9 did the same thing to 8. And the core factor there was J.J. Abrams himself deciding not to stick around and present a sort of cogent narrative through all of the 3 movies. That was his biggest mistake, probably the biggest mistake anyone made in this sequel trilogy. And so, with that in mind, I think he ended 9 about as well as he could have, given the gaping holes and problems that had been left by the previous movies.
In specifics, what are the 3 things you think he specifically did badly?
Well, I'm going to count the failure to provide an overarching plan and deal with the 3 films himself, as George Lucas did in the past. I'm counting that as one, and that's the one that puts everything else in the shade. I think he probably should have been a little bit more bold in episode 7. It was a little bit timid, a little bit repetitive of earlier Star Wars movies, and he could have gone a bit more boldly there. He clearly meant to go bold in the later movies, but the problem was he didn't leave a plan for how that could be done. And in 9? What did he do really well? He did well in 9 to bring back the Emperor. Who stole the show in that movie.
Yes.
He did well with he didn't produce too much. He didn't rely on special effects to power the movie, which was a problem in the prequel trilogy. He didn't depend on it. He didn't have... and he brought back the puppets. I have a soft spot for the Star Wars puppets. I didn't like it when they were all replaced with CGI in the prequel trilogy, and I think that he was wise to bring back some of those practical old school effects because they were part of the used universe feel of Star Wars. And I thought I didn't quite agree with you. I thought most of the acting was okay in episode 9.
I feel like cardboard,
And I thought it did pay off the 9-arc story fairly well in the end.
Do you think it was a mistake to bring all those actors back, or do you think that was really cool to have? Because I don't know, I just felt like they were passing the torch to the new younger team, but this movie was kind of, they just had lots of older actors come back in it. Do you think that was good to have them all put back in it, or should they have relied a little bit more on the new younger cast doing things more for themselves instead of getting handed to
The
them?
younger cast had most of the movie, but the old cast played the role that had previously been played by Obi-Wan and Yoda in the original trilogy, which is good circuity.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give that a pass.
Yeah, fair. Right. I have another question for you.
Do I go next?
You can go now.
Okay. Given where this is now at, the story appears to be concluded as at the end of episode 9.
Yep.
If you had the Star Wars franchise, what would you do next?
Oh, God. That's a hard question. I would do a Yoda spin-off series. No, I wouldn't really. But that's what they're probably going to do. It wouldn't surprise me. I don't know. I'd like to... I don't know, I'd like them to go more into the future, I think. New characters, just to maybe see what it's like, either 20 years in the future or way, way back in the past. And maybe center around the bad guys or something like that. Something a little different. What about yourself?
I would go way back in the past as well. I think we could stand to see the rise of the Sith, the original Sith, depicted as a big screen event.
Yes, that's cool.
Over 3 movies.
Yeah, I'm a fan
None
of
of
that
the
idea.
characters of the present one, no continuity to wreck.
Yeah.
And obviously work out the story before you start filming.
Yeah, get a director.
Get a
and go,
consistent
hey,
line.
I need you to do all 3 movies. Don't go.
To a plan. But I think it would be good to see what we haven't seen before.
Yeah.
Which is, I think you could do amazing things in the distant past that they haven't tried yet on film. They've tried just about everything else.
Okay, I have a question. What do you think about the Force and its usage? Do you think it was overdone? Like, I felt like it was mega powerful, more powerful than I've ever seen it, really.
It seems like they are relying on it to fill plot holes that are created by the problems in their stories. And as a result, what the Force is constantly being expanded and broadened and made stronger. And the bigger the plot holes are, the stronger the Force has to be in that movie.
Like, for example, the bit where the Emperor said, I'll just take down the whole fleet.
Yes, I mean, that's not really likely. And where you can project an image of yourself to the other side of the galaxy, which seems to have been a power that didn't exist until it was shown on screen, or where you can seemingly pass objects like a baton across space. I don't think that was at all part of the original intention of the Force.
Yeah, I thought so too. But overall, I thought this was a fun movie. I really quite enjoyed myself, to be quite honest. I loved seeing the Emperor back. He was fantastic.
It was the perfect way to round off the 9-story arc, to have the ultimate villain return at the very end, and I think he was very well done by Ian McDiarmid.
Oh, you know his name.
It was a good movie.
Yeah, no, it was fun. I really enjoyed it. I gave it a strong 7 out of 10. I had a good time. A lot of people are angry, but I'm not. I thought it was fun.
I think I would go to 7.5.
Well, that is fair.
For Rise of Skywalker.
But we have one more question from Skitty. Let's have it. Skitty! What is it, Skitty? Skitty. Okay, so basically what Skitty said, what would The Last Star Wars have been like if it was directed by Joel Schumacher? That's a hard question, Skitty.
Would the Jedi have been able to strap roller skates?
Ice skates.
Ice skates, whatever they were. Would they have made terrible puns?
I hope so. I'm hoping that the Emperor would have been played by Arnold Schwarzenegger, and there'd be lots of pun on the use of Force the dad of him, that type of stuff.
I think they should do a practical joke on April 1st where they announce that Joel Schumacher will in fact direct the next Star Wars movie, just to see what happens. I would like to see that.
I think I would
That's
too.
one for Disney to think about.
I'm sure they will. We'll send them a letter. Anyway, that's it for us. Have a good one. Like, comment, subscribe. Till next time.